In World War II, countless war machines were built, and out of those built, only a handful were chosen by fate to become legends. But what about those who deserved the title though never received it? What happened to them? Welcome all to this video. My name is Surviving History, and today we'll be diving into the pages of history and uncovering the untold legends of World War II. The Tiger I, easily one of the most recognizable tank models of World War II, right up there with the American M4 Sherman and the Soviet T-34. Armed with a powerful 88mm cannon and packing formidable armor for its time, the tank was hampered in its abilities by troublesome mechanical engineering, ranging from suspension being clogged by mud, to faulty fuel lines sparking fires, all the way to poor ventilation for the crew, resulting in carbon monoxide poisoning. Among the family of Tiger Is, there's the obvious legends, such as Tiger 007, 131, and 712. But one is overshadowed by these three, a tiger nobody seems to talk about. I'm talking about the untold legend itself, Tiger 142. Just like many other tigers throughout World War II, Tiger 142 began its life by being constructed by Henschel in Kassel, Germany, sometime in October 1942. Baron Fahrgestell number 250015, little did the factory workers know at the time, but Tiger 142 was about to become one of, if not the most photographed tiger in World War II. Following completion, the tank was delivered as the number 4 tank of the infamous Schwere Panzerabteilung 501 and transported from Reggio, Italy, across the Mediterranean to Tunis, Tunisia on November 27, 1942. In December 1942, Tiger 142 would become the first of its kind to be photographed and published in the German media, also confirming to the Allies that the Tiger was now in North Africa. Tiger 142 and its crew would not see much action apart from propaganda stunts from early December 1942 all the way to January 1943. This would all change though on January 18, 1943 with the commencement of Operation Eilbote. The operation would see elements of the German Heeresgruppe Afrika and the German 5th Panzer Army assaulting and capturing the eastern dorsal mountains of Tunisia, which were defended by French and British troops. Operation Eilbote would also be the Tiger I's combat debut, which it performed mediocre in. At least 10 Tigers were damaged, destroyed, or disabled. For example, in one instance, Tigers 221 and 231 of the 2nd Company Panzerabteilung 501 were damaged and knocked out respectively in an ambush set by British forces wielding 57mm 6-pounder guns on the Roba Road on January 31, 1943. This was the first instance of a Tiger I being destroyed in combat. During Operation Eilbote, Tiger 142 traversed south along Route Nationale 4 before crossing into the Wed Maruf and climbing into the hills of the Karachoum Gap on January 20, 1943. Later, the Tiger would take part with its battle group on the march to Svika. Tiger 142's next action would come during Operation Ochsenkopf, a major German offensive with the goal of taking control of the towns of Mejez al-Bab, Beha, El Arusa, Jebel Abiod, and a position known as Hunt's Gap. In the early morning of February 26, 1943, 20 Tigers of the 501, including Tiger 142, along with motorized infantry of the 10th Panzer Division as a part of the Northern Horn Force, moved on Beha from the northeast. This attack was a failure though, and the next day on February 27th, several Panzer IIIs, 4s, Tiger Is, and Tiger 142 itself were knocked out during the battle for Beha. It's believed that Tiger 142 was knocked out by a British Churchill tank that, quote, took a snapshot at a Tiger. The shot in question sending the turret flying into the air, likely from an ammunition cook-off, and landing a good distance from the hull. But this is not exactly where the story of 142 ends. Following the battle, the knocked out hull of Tiger 142 was pushed to the side of the road, and because the retreating Germans had no time to destroy their abandoned armor, it became a sort of a roadside attraction for advancing Allied troops. I mean, it really wasn't every day the average GI was able to see what was then Germany's, quote, best tank. A few weeks later, American combat engineers placed explosives under the front, rear, and left side of the hull with the intent to destroy Tiger 142's hull and move it off the road. In the resultant explosion, the hull was flipped on its top and set ablaze, and the floor plate was completely ripped off, allowing for a great view of the Tiger's torsion bar suspension. Sometime later, at the end of April 1943, Tiger 142's already destroyed hull was yet again exploded, obliterating what remained and making whatever did not worth preserving. But that doesn't mean the legacy of Tiger 142 has been lost to time entirely. I found out while writing this script that one comrade in armor of Tiger 142, a Panzer IIIN bearing number 832, was knocked out alongside it during the battle for Beja. The Panzer was then shipped off to England for examination and later fell into the hands of the Bovington Tank Museum. So if you want to see a tank that fought side by side with Tiger 142 to the end, it's on public display there when the museum is open. And that's the story of Tiger 142. Starting out as the first Tiger to be seen by the West, to becoming one of the most photographed Tigers of World War II, and ending as a smoked, flipped-over wreck whose story has largely faded into obscurity. I want to extend my gratitude to my patron supporters, Jackson and Tanks for Me. Your generous contributions allow me to create bigger and better videos for you guys on YouTube. Thank you very much. Without further ado, that'll be all for today. Surviving History, out.